Welcome to the Make It a Better Day podcast. I'm Matthew, and today I'm with my co-host Megan. I've been looking forward to this conversation all week because we're diving into something that honestly changed my life, recognizing the souls in animals.
Oh, I'm right there with you. When I read today's article, Seeing Souls, the profound connection between humans and animals, I immediately thought about Jasper, this one-eyed tabby cat at the shelter where I volunteer. He'd been there for months, people kept passing him by. But there was this moment last year when I was cleaning his cage.
What happened?
He put his paw on my hand and just looked at me. Not through me, not past me, at me. I can't explain it logically, but in that moment, I felt like I was connecting with another soul that understood something about me. 3 days later, I was signing adoption papers even though I'd sworn I wasn't ready for another pet after losing my elderly cat the year before.
That's exactly the kind of profound moment the article opens with, that sheltered dog making eye contact and time seeming to stand still. It's like something shifts in your perception, right? You suddenly see beyond fur and whiskers to something much deeper.
Absolutely. And that quote from Anthony Douglas Williams captures it perfectly. When I look into the eyes of an animal, I do not see an animal. I see a living being. I see a friend. I feel a soul. When I first heard that years ago, it felt like someone had finally put words to something I'd felt my whole life but couldn't articulate.
I had that exact same reaction to his words. You know, for most of human history, we've been told that animals are fundamentally different from us, that they don't think or feel the way we do. But I've always felt like that view was, I don't know, convenient. Like it made it easier to use animals rather than connect with them.
That's so insightful. It's much easier to eat meat or use animal products if you believe animals don't have emotional lives or souls. But anyone who's ever truly connected with an animal knows there's something much deeper happening there. And now science is finally catching up to what we've intuitively felt.
Those Emory University studies mentioned in the article are fascinating, showing dogs can understand human language and emotions at levels previously thought impossible. But honestly, any dog owner could have told you that.
Right? My dog Bailey knows the difference between want to go for a walk and want to go to the vet before I even grab my keys. His emotional understanding is uncanny.
Bailey is brilliant. But I think what really blew my mind in the article were those examples of Coco the gorilla and Chaser the border collie. I remember watching videos of Coco years ago and being moved to tears when she mourned her kitten's death.
That story got me too. The fact that she not only learned over 1,000 signs but used them to express such complex emotions, it completely challenges our assumptions about animal consciousness. And Chaser learning all those nouns and actually understanding basic grammar? That's not just mimicry, that's comprehension.
What strikes me about both examples is that these animals were given the opportunity to show their capabilities. I wonder how many other animals have depths we never discover simply because we don't create the space for connection.
That's such a powerful point. We only find what we're looking for, right? If we approach animals expecting them to be simple creatures with basic needs and instincts, that's all we'll see. But if we approach them as beings with souls, with their own rich inner lives, suddenly a whole new world opens up.
I experienced this firsthand last summer. There's a crow that visits my backyard. I started leaving out peanuts for him. At first, it was just a cool bird. But after a few months of our daily meetings, I started noticing his specific behaviors. He has this particular head tilt when he's curious about something. He'll leave shiny objects on my porch sometimes, a bottle cap, a piece of foil. And he recognizes me specifically. He'll call when I come outside, but not when my husband does.
He's bringing you gifts. Crows are incredibly intelligent. They can recognize human faces, hold grudges, and pass information to other crows about which humans are friendly or threatening.
Exactly. And before I started really paying attention, I would have missed all of that. I love how the article suggests simply observing animals as a first step. Not trying to get anything from them, just being present and watching with curiosity and respect.
That shift in approach makes all the difference. The article's practical suggestions really resonated with me, especially volunteering at animal shelters. That's been life-changing for me. There's this one dog, Rufus, he's been at the shelter for over a year. Most people see a standoffish older pit bull, but the volunteers know he's actually this incredible, gentle soul who just needs time to trust.
And without that time and patience, his true nature would remain hidden. That's powerful. The article also mentioned making conscious consumer choices, which I've been working on. I switched to cruelty-free products last year, and honestly, beyond feeling better ethically, my skin has never looked better.
It's amazing how often doing the compassionate thing ends up benefiting us too. I've been incorporating more plant-based meals, which the article suggests, and my energy levels have improved dramatically. It's not about perfection or radical overnight changes, just mindful choices that honor this perspective of seeing animals as souls.
Exactly. It's about progress, not perfection. I also loved the suggestion about providing mental stimulation for pets. I started using puzzle feeders with my cat, and watching her problem solve is incredible. You can literally see her thinking through strategies.
That's so cool. And for people without pets, those citizen science projects sound amazing. I downloaded iNaturalist after reading the article, and I've already identified 15 species in my neighborhood that I never noticed before. There's this whole world of life right outside our doors that we often walk past without seeing.
That's beautiful. You know what really struck me about all these suggestions? They're not just about helping animals, they genuinely enrich our lives too. There's this reciprocity to it that I find really moving.
Absolutely. It reminds me of what I experienced after adopting Jasper. I thought I was saving him, but honestly, he saved me. I was going through a really difficult time, and his constant presence, his purring on my lap during those long, dark evenings, he helped heal something in me that I didn't even know was broken.
That brought tears to my eyes.
Sorry about that. But it's true, when we open ourselves to seeing animals as souls, something changes in us too. We become more present, more connected to the world around us. More alive, in a way.
That's the heart of the article's challenge, isn't it? Spending 10 minutes really connecting with an animal, not just petting them absent-mindedly while scrolling through your phone, but truly being present with them.
Yes. I tried that after reading the article. I sat with Jasper on our screened porch and just observed him. No phone, no book, no distractions. Just watching how he experienced the world, the way his ears swiveled toward every sound, how his whiskers twitched when he caught an interesting scent, the complete contentment in his posture as he basked in a patch of sunlight.
What did that experience teach you?
It taught me about presence. Cats are masters of being fully in the moment. They don't worry about tomorrow or regret yesterday, they're completely here, now. And sitting with him, trying to match his awareness, I felt this unexpected sense of peace wash over me. It was like meditation, but somehow easier because I was focused on this connection rather than trying to quiet my mind.
That's beautiful. I had a similar experience trying the challenge with my crow friend. I spent 20 minutes just watching him interact with other birds, noticing the complex social dynamics, the communication through subtle movements. Time seemed to slow down, and I felt this profound sense of being part of something larger than myself, this web of life that we're all connected to.
That's exactly what the article meant by saying these connections can inspire us to live with greater purpose. They remind us that we're not separate from nature, we're deeply, inextricably part of it.
And when we forget that connection, I think we lose something essential. We become more isolated, more disconnected not just from animals but from ourselves.
That's so true. The article ends with such a powerful invitation to let these connections transform how we see the world. The more we practice seeing the soul in every living being, the closer we get to making every day a better day for ourselves, for animals, and for the world.
I love how it brings together personal well-being and compassionate action. This isn't just about being nice to animals, it's about creating a world where all life is valued.
And it starts with such a simple step, just 10 minutes of real connection. We'd love to challenge our listeners to try this today. Spend time with an animal, your pet, wildlife in your yard, or even animals in a nature documentary if that's what's available to you. Really look at them. See them not just as an animal, but as a soul.
And we'd love to hear about your experiences. Share them with us or on social media using hashtag #SeeingAnimalSouls. Sometimes putting these experiences into words helps deepen their impact, both for yourself and for others who might be inspired by your connection.
Before we wrap up, I have to ask, after reading this article and thinking about all this, what's one small change you're planning to make in how you relate to animals?
I'm going to start a journal documenting my interactions with animals, not just my pets, but all the creatures I encounter. I want to create a record of these soul connections and how they change over time. What about you?
I'm going to volunteer an extra day at the shelter specifically to spend time with the animals that get overlooked, the shy ones, the older ones, the ones with special needs. Just sitting with them, seeing them, letting them know they matter.
That's beautiful. Small actions, but potentially life-changing, both for the animals and for us.
If you enjoyed this conversation and want to explore more ways to deepen your connection with animals, you can find the full article on our website at Make It a Better Day. While you're there, check out our Redbubble store, where you'll find products featuring animal-inspired messages and more.
Thanks for joining us on the Make It a Better Day podcast. Until next time, remember to look beyond the surface and see the souls in all beings. It just might change your life as it did ours.
See you next time.